That's one of the reasons why a lot of people that lose weight, they gain it back. There are a lot of different ways to be very, very successful at weight loss. And I've been able to maintain my weight all of these years because of that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. And today I'm gonna be talking to you about 5 mistakes I wish I knew before I started my weight loss journey. So for those of you that don't know, I've lost over 100 pounds. I've been maintaining my weight for over 15 years. Today I'm gonna share 5 tips that I literally utilize up until today. Weight loss is already a difficult journey, but I would definitely say that the most difficult part of losing weight is actually maintaining it. If you've been on a weight loss journey, if you've lost weight, gained it, if you have, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. It takes so much to lose the weight, and then I feel like it's so disheartening to literally gain all the weight back and then sometimes even more. As long as you follow these things, I truly believe that you can be successful at losing the weight and also just keeping it off. So number one thing that I have on my list is over restricting. I think it's just natural to think I'm on a diet, I need to lose some weight, I want to lose 10, 15, 50, 100 pounds. The first thing I need to do is restrict all foods that I like, all foods that I love, and eat as little as possible. That's what I did when I initially started my weight loss journey. I believed in the mentality of calories in versus calories out. That was all wrong. Our mind and bodies are so connected, a lot more than what we actually realize. And when you restrict food, if you do it for a short period of time, like let's just say you do it for a week, no big deal. It's not healthy. I'm not advising you to do that. You can totally do it. You're gonna drop some weight. Why? Because you're restricting. You're lowering your calorie intake. So naturally, you're gonna lose some weight. But as soon as you go right back to your normal way of eating, you're gonna gain all that back. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people that lose weight, they gain it back, because the way that they lost the weight is not sustainable. Don't diet, like make it a lifestyle change. And it's 100% true. Making it a lifestyle change is the answer. I was doing keto at one point. It was sustainable for me, but it wasn't sustainable for life because I love to eat certain foods once in a while. It's not always, it's just once in a while. So little by little, I just went back to a low carb lifestyle, which is what I feel super comfortable with. It's super easy, it's effortless. It is sustainable, which is the key here. And I've been able to maintain my weight all of these years because of that. When you restrict to eating teeny tiny portions, that's not sustainable. Like you cannot live off of 1,000 calories. You can't live off of 1,200 calories. I mean, you can do it for a while. Our bodies are super smart. And when you lower your calorie intake down to, let's just say 1,000 calories, which please don't ever do that. Like 1,000 calories is so unhealthy. Like our bodies need so much more energy than that. But I know that sometimes you're so desperate and you're like, I'm gonna go down to 1,000 calories because you start seeing the scale move. What ends up happening is we have what is called a metabolic baseline. We all have a certain amount of calories that our body burns throughout the day if you were literally just sitting like this all day long. Your body just naturally burns those calories a day. And that's what it takes for your organs to function properly, for your digestive system, for your everything, right? So what ends up happening is when you lower your calorie intake down to, let's say like 1,000 calories, your body is so smart, very, very quickly, your body is gonna adapt from, let's say maybe before it used to burn 1,800 calories, 2,000 calories, 2,500 calories. What it does, it just has to slow down because our bodies are survivors. So what happens is your metabolic baseline goes all the way down to 1,000 calories, which if you think about it, that's when you hear people talk about, oh, I totally messed up my metabolism. I'm one of those people. There's one thing with completely restricting, and then there's another thing of being mindful. Restricting, you are literally just eliminating everything. You are, just your portions are teeny tiny. You're restricting your calories down to like the very, very bare minimum. Ultimately, what happens is you get to a place where you can no longer restrict and your body just lashes out. And that's when you will experience a binge. One day, I do want to talk a little bit more about that. If that's something that you've dealt with, just like binge eating, anything like that, comment down below. I'd love to hear your story. That comes from restricting, from over restricting. That is one of my biggest mistakes, was restricting too much. And what ended up happening was I would restrict. It would lead to a binge. And then the binge, it's kind of like this cycle that you fall into, and that's where you experience yo-yo dieting. Try your best to avoid that over-restricting. There are a lot of different ways to be very, very successful at weight loss, and over-restricting is not one of them. And again, these are my tips to you. I'm not a doctor. This is just from personal experience, what has helped me throughout the years, what I have learned throughout the years. Okay, before we move on, hydration. My mouth is super dry. I'm gonna do, it's so hard for me to get a lot of enough water for the day. I try to do at least a gallon, but it's so difficult. I'm gonna do my little packet. This is my chili mango. You know, I'm obsessed with it, from Element. This is an electrolyte packet. It has all the electrolytes, minerals that you pretty much need for the day. It has a really high quality sodium that has all the minerals. It's not like cheap table salt. It's just a great way to stay hydrated throughout the day and actually enjoy your water. I'll leave this linked in the description below. Right now, Element is offering a free sample pack with any purchase. So you can purchase any flavor, and then they'll send you a little packet with all their flavors so that you can choose like which is your absolute favorite. But I'm telling you, the chili mango is delicious. I love it for just to drink like this. You can also mix it into like a cocktail, or you can even make popsicles with it, like the chili mango popsicles. With tahini, it's done. My mouth was super dry. All good. So now moving on to the next tip. Number 2, not having like that diet mentality. I need to lose weight. I want to fit into a size 6 jeans. I want to see that number on the scale. I don't care what it takes. I just want to go down. I completely relate to that. For many, many years, I have tried to shrink my body. I have tried to just think skinny, be thinner, be smaller, right? I think we just live in a society that really glorifies being skinny. It puts this unrealistic beauty standards that's what beautiful is, which is obviously the farthest from the truth. It's taken me many, many, many years to realize that. The mentality behind it is so important. I used to think about just dieting because I wanted to be skinny, dieting because I wanted to be smaller, dieting because I wanted to hit an unrealistic number on the scale. Because mind you, I'm almost 6 feet tall. And in my head, I always thought that I should weigh about 150 pounds. Why? Because that's what the charts say. These charts that are, I don't know who put them together, but I weigh almost 200 pounds now. So to think of weighing 150 pounds realistically is absolutely ridiculous. Having that mentality is really unhealthy, because you should not live your life trying to shrink your body. There is so much more to us than our weight and our looks and the size of our jeans, right? So what has helped me tremendously has been completely switching that mentality from having a diet mentality to leading with a health mentality. When you're leading with a diet mentality, you're thinking, I just want to shrink my body. I don't care at what cost. I don't care if I screw up my metabolism. I don't care if I am completely unhappy because I am not enjoying my life. I just want to be thin. Versus leading with a health mentality, you're literally putting your health in the forefront. You're thinking about nourishing your body. You're thinking about being in a place where you are mentally and physically happy. And that comes with self-love, because you're no longer thinking about the scale. You're no longer thinking about the weight loss. That is actually just a bonus of leading with a health mentality. If you're leading with a diet mentality, you're either not gonna snack at all, or you're gonna binge and then like eat everything in sight. A healthy mentality, if you are craving cookies, if you are craving ice cream, if you are craving chips, you are going to have what you're craving. Now, it might just be a single serving. I'm not saying go eat a bucket of ice cream. I'm not saying put down a whole bag of chips. You will have a single serving. Why? Because you don't want to overdo it. Like, you wouldn't want to do that to your body. And on top of that, instead of choosing something that's ultra processed, you might go out and find a good substitute that has good for you ingredients, right? So it's just like completely switching up that mentality that will make a huge difference. Instead of eating junk food, you're gonna eat foods that are nourishing, that have protein, that have actual nutrition for your body, right? Because at the end of the day, like, we only have one body, And if you're feeding it nothing but junk, what are you gonna expect in, let's say, 20 years from now? Sooner or later, all of that catches up with you. If you lead with a health mentality, just know that the weight loss will just naturally follow, because it's just how it is. When you start taking care of your body will naturally release the inflammation. Your body will naturally start to change. Now, of course, you can add in a little workout. You can add in a little bit of just moving your body. Movement is always great. It's great for your body. It's no longer going to the gym because you dislike your body and you're trying to change it. It's more like, I'm going to the gym because I want to do something good for my body, because I know that it's actually good for my cardiovascular health. It's actually good to have more muscle in my body than it is to have fat. And when you start making those changes in your mind, you will see that you just live your life differently. Another thing is cheating too early. I'm all about, hey, live your life. I'm all about it. If you follow me on Instagram, on Low Carb Love, if you don't, go do so. I share all my recipes, share my life on there. I love to enjoy my life. I love to travel. I love to hang out with the team. I love to hang out with Nati, which is my daughter. I love going out and just like enjoying myself. But I will say that if you are on a weight loss journey and you're just starting out, a mistake that I made a little too early on was having like a cheat meal too soon. So I think that if you have a cheat meal too soon, you haven't developed those habits, like those core habits, like that really, really strong foundation yet. And so then it becomes a constant occurrence where you're just kind of like, hey, I did good all week. Like, woo, it's the weekend. Like, let's go see what we find. And that will definitely take you so much longer to reach your goal weight. It can also just create bad habits early on. Stay on track until you feel super strong. You feel like you are good. You have like a set plan. You have a formula. You are doing well. You see that scale moving. You see results coming. And then I would say, if you feel like, hey, there's a wedding coming. Hey, it's my birthday. Hey, I'm vacationing. I would say, sure, have a cocktail, or sure, have some chips and guac if you're traveling to Cabo, instead of having like cucumbers and guac. You know what I mean? Because for me personally, like, I think that just makes the experience. And as long as I know that it's not a trigger of mine and it's not going to derail me, because that's the last thing you want to do, I would say just be very careful how soon into your journey you start to add in cheat meals. Another one is obsessing over the scale. I stopped weighing myself a few years ago. I have a very like obsessive personality. When I start doing something, I do it all the time. I'm kind of like an all or nothing, black or white mentality. I kind of started developing like an unhealthy relationship with the scale, where I was weighing myself in the morning and then I'd go eat or something and then I'd go weigh myself and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, all right, like I use the restroom, let me weigh myself. It started becoming like a little obsessive. Our body weight fluctuates so much throughout the day. There's so many factors to the fluctuation of our weight. Don't do that to yourself. I would say choose one day at the same time, same day. Don't obsess over the scale. Look at your results in your clothes, look at your results in your body, and then of course use the scale as a guide. Don't start letting that number control your life. That number on the scale, man, I tell you, it would either make my whole day or don't look at me. Like it was really that serious. Once in a while, it's no big deal. It's kind of like it can keep you on track, you know? Lastly, not being prepared. If I am not prepared, if I don't have my foods in my refrigerator that I need to eat, I'm gonna eat whatever because I'm just not prepared. I learned very quickly to make sure I have snacks that I can eat, that I'm comfortable eating, that I'm not gonna feel guilty about. I learned to have my drinks. I learned to have veggies always. I learned to have protein always. So I have my protein that I can cook. And then I also have protein like just the plain Jane, like chicken breast. It's a quick snack that I like the way it tastes. And I know that I'm putting protein into my body. Find the things that are healthy, that you actually enjoy eating, and then just make sure you always have them on hand. Meal prepping will always kind of keep you on track because you're hungry, you just go grab your meal prep, put it in the microwave. If it's a salad, then, you know, boom, just pour it out, enjoy. I love having my veggies in there. I love having desserts. So I make my own desserts because a lot of the things that they have out in grocery stores don't have like super clean ingredients, or they're too high in calories, or they're too high in carbs, or they meet the macro requirements, but they don't taste good. No. I take the time, I make my desserts, I keep them in either a glass container or a Ziploc bag. in the fridge or in the freezer, and I always have something on hand. I even have like my little ice creams over there. The point to that is just be prepared. You don't want to be caught in a place where a sweet tooth hits you out of nowhere and then you're like, you know, my kids have candy here. Oh, my husband has this. You're gonna feel guilty. You're not gonna feel good because it probably doesn't have good ingredients. Those are kind of like my 5 things that I really, really wish I knew before starting my weight loss journey. Over the years, I've learned all of this. Now I share it with you. I hope that it's helpful to you on your weight loss journey, or maybe if you're just trying to maintain your weight, these are just as important. Comment down below and let me know a little bit about your weight loss journey. I love going through your comments and just reading your stories. If you have friends and family that are on a weight loss journey, that are just trying to lose a few pounds, that are trying to maintain their weight, please share this video with them. It might be really, really helpful. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.